Timer! There we go. Hello, everybody, and
Ooh.
welcome... Shut up. Welcome back to Henchman Story. We've left the Henchman business behind, and now we're with Shining Nova, or Victoria, who apparently has issues doing the dishes and cleaning up and general living. Which, you know, superhero life, but...
She probably only starts cleaning once the Dynamo tells her you should clean up.
Or she runs out of dishes, yeah. I can see her fighting to hold back a grin as she boosts herself up on the counter in place of a proper seat. Her legs dangle off the ground as she grabs her own bowl and digs in.
You know, it's not bad. There's way worse ways to make a buck.
Oh, that's where you get your money from.
They don't pay me.
What?
I mean, they pay,
Oh.
but money goes to the association.
Oh, what?
Oh, so you got like a salary thing with the association.
She shakes her head, she swallows another
Unless
bite.
you're willing to do some serious money laundering, there's pretty much no way to make money on sponsorships without giving up your secret identity.
You know what? Fair.
So why don't you?
Well, a lot of reasons. I mean, there's the whole safety of myself and my loved ones, yada yada, you know, all the classic stuff.
What loved ones? She leans forward
If
and
someone
points over
besides
this-
us, how dare you?
Oh.
But also, once you go public, there's only 3 real paths forward. You can work for the feds, you can start wearing designer.
I thought that armor was designer.
Oh, sorry. That means you've retired from real superhero work and are just a celebrity, basically. So, you know, you can start using expensive costumes that wouldn't be practical to work in. Designer.
Yeah, because if you're going around doing shit, you know, people can throw lawsuits and all kinds of bullshit your way, and you can't actually do any real work because people will get in the way. Either the government or corporations or just people, because...
Supervillains?
Yeah, supervillains as well. That's obviously the big one.
Anyway, the third option is really only viable if you're someone like Dynamo, and that's sleeping with your mask on.
What? She stops me before I can ask.
Not literally. What I mean is that both your identities merge into each other. You can still keep a secret ID, but you're legally one person doing business as your hero name. It's complicated.
What?
But, like I said, that only works if you're like Dynamo. And you can package with powers that make you tough to intimidate, and let you operate on a lower budget. Not really an option for someone like
Yeah,
me.
so it works for, like, the Superman type, but not really for the Batman
Yeah.
type.
It's a shame you're not the Stark type with loads of money already.
Yeah. She shrugs and turns back to her cereal. I let a grunt of acknowledgement and do the same. As I crunch on my cereal and mull over explanation, I hear Victoria let out a small laugh.
Maybe this is weird to say, but I'm glad you didn't know that. It's nice to be able to flip the tables on you a little, Mr. Grizzled Veteran.
Grizzled veteran.
You know, I'm still your superior, blah, blah, blah.
Honestly, I was just thinking about that. I guess neither of us really had a reason to think about how the other side's job actually worked.
I glance around at the apartment, taking it all in.
Or maybe we just had different pictures of it in our heads.
Yeah, definitely thought of you living in, like, the fucking watchtower or something.
Yeah.
Is that your way of asking, bitch, you live like this?
Yes, yes it is.
No. It's a nice place. It just all seems like it's...
You know, it seems like it should show up on daytime television, like, you know, Hoarders or something.
No, it's not at that level. Beyond me, not my thing.
a lot
Just
of...
seems...
That's putting it mildly, but yeah. And the work never really stops.
Victoria shrugs.
It's not for everyone. There were nights when I was trying to debug my armor's OS or repair a joint with scrap metal, and I just wonder, damn, why are you going through all this trouble? No one asked you to. But then I realized that's sort of the point.
I take a moment to mull over her words, but all I manage to offer in reply is a small before returning back to the task of devouring my cereal. It's weird. Since I found out she was Shining Nova, she's managed to seem both more and less like the armored demigod that confronted me on Wednesday. I don't know what to make of it. It doesn't take us long to finish our makeshift meal, and soon our empty bowls have joined the other discarded dishes in the sink.
You know, I just realized that's the first meal I've had that didn't come out of a vending machine or the twisted mind of Chef Antonio in at least a year.
Thank God.
Really? Now I feel kind of bad.
Don't. It's a vast improvement. But if
I
you're
have
feeling
better than
guilty,
artisanal
you can
bologna.
pick it up by giving me the official tour.
There's only so
I
many
still
times
did
you can
that
have
a little
bologna
earlier,
surprise
but
before
it
you
only
become a
seems fair,
supervillain yourself.
doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. She clears her throat and gestures around herself in all directions.
This is my workshop, gym, living room, kitchen, and office. Bathroom's over there, my bedroom's over there.
Cool, thanks.
And you can crash on the couch.
She points from one door to the other.
Thank you for signing up for our tour. Please remember to tip your guide.
For that? No way. You didn't give me a tip and I was tons better. Hands down.
Debatable. They say brevity is the soul of a tour, you know?
No.
Plus, I give out party favors.
Oh, like what? More cereal? As Victoria backs towards her workbench, she pulls out a silver device that Miss Dynamo tossed her earlier, and returns the gesture in my direction. Unlike her, I bob a little bit before securing it.
What is it?
It's my NWHA communicator. I had Dynamo carry it around to make it seem like I wasn't off the grid. Can you play the messages on it for me? I have to start running some parsers on the files I got from Scorpion's supercomputer. Look for the ones that have a star by them. Those are high priority.
Of course.
I thought we were resting and recovering.
We are? Relative to what we could be doing, this is very restful.
You need some work-life balance, lady.
You do.
I shake my head, but activate the device nonetheless, as Victoria hooks up a data drive to one of her computers. It's like a cross between a miniature smartphone and an old pager, and it doesn't take long to navigate the message menu. Even though it looks like there are numerous missed calls, there are only 3 messages, all with different senders. Nightingale, Mr. Fluke, and Android. None of them have the star Noah mentioned.
Looks like none of them are high priority.
Alright, thanks for checking. Come on, isn't this thing supposed to be solid state?
Okay,
Looks like none of them.
I gotta see.
Mr. Fluke.
I never get the message labeled Nightingale and press play.
Hey, Nova. Oh no, that's too informal, isn't it? Sorry, I mean Shiny Nova. That's better. Anyway, hi, it's Nightingale. You know, from the NWHA. The new girl. I spilled that coffee on you the first time we met. So, funny story. You remember how we talked about my fear of heights and how you said that even if I have to fly really high, I should always land close to the ground? Well, it may have slipped my mind while I was on patrol, and now I'm kind of stuck at the top of a skyscraper and my wings won't manifest, so, call me back? Or send a helicopter? Thanks.
Did I
Oh,
hear that
wow.
right? She has wings and a fear of
The
heights?
fear of heights.
It's been something of a work in progress. Sweet kid, though. I kind of feel bad I wasn't able to help. Are there any more messages from her?
Yeah, one more. Hold on.
Hey, Shining Nova. It's Nightingale again. So I got one wing to show up, but despite what anime has taught me, really,
Never follow Sephiroth's advice. Oh my god.
it's okay though. I only threw up a little bit, and I landed on a roof that has a fire escape. So as long as you delete these messages and never, ever tell Dynamo about them, we can totally forget this ever happened.
How much you want to bet she listened to them already?
Please do that.
Oh, without a
Thanks.
doubt.
See you at the next meeting.
Guess it turned out okay. Ish. That's good. Sounded like that kid really looks up to you. That happen a lot with the younger heroes?
Yeah, I suppose. Hard to do what we do if you're not a little passionate about it, but at the same time, you need to lose a starry-eyed naivete if you want to make a real impact. When you're facing down a supervillain, you can't have a fan watching your back, you know? It won't work.
Yeah, we've seen that with Dave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see how that would be a problem.
I turn back the communicator to look for more messages. Okay, good. We
Mr.
can do
Fluke.
all of them. I like that. I navigate the message labeled Mr. Fluke and press play.
Hey, Nova, it's Fluke. I know you're used to me calling you with bad news, but, okay, this is still pretty bad. Just try to soften the blow. That's all. But look, point is, whenever you're back, you may get some questions from the press about an exploding candy factory.
What?
And I know I'm obligated to call all the senior members to make them aware when something like this happens. But I also just personally want to say, this one's not my fault.
Okay.
I mean, did you know this explosive?
Yes.
I didn't.
Yes.
Flour is also explosive.
And they're candy-themed villains, for Pete's sake.
The Candy Crew.
Oh god.
I just figured, hey,
Do you think their boss is a clown?
a little old snap won't hurt nobody.
Maybe.
And it didn't. Everyone's okay. Just, not the factory is all. So, yep, just letting you know. See you when I see you.
Don't tell Dynamo.
All of these are gonna be don't tell Dynamo. Oh my god.
Dust is explosive? Seriously? And how did this guy make it explode?
Ooh, yeah. That's how the 5th and 7th Candyman bit it.
Jesus!
For how our friend there caused it, well, he didn't. Mr. Fluke doesn't really cause anything himself, at least not directly.
Oh, he's just bad luck.
He just snaps his fingers, and things start going wrong. The hypothesis is that it's a type of causality manipulation. Think of it as uncontrolled, extreme bad luck.
That
Oh god, that must be terrible.
less than helpful. You just keep him around to keep a leash on him, or what?
Yeah, he's like that guy from the show Super Crooks. The guy who's like
Yeah,
who
who's just
generates
powers.
bad luck.
Yeah.
And as a last resort, when nothing's working for us, sometimes all you can do is make sure nothing works for the other side too.
Okay,
Makes
cool.
sense.
Let's go bring him to take down the Scorpion.
Honestly, if we can't stop Scorpion here,
He's part of Plan Z.
Ah.
I just hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, me too.
I turn back to the communicator to look for more messages. Android.
Android.
Navigate the message labeled Android and press play.
Yo, Nova, it's MMA. Just giving you a shout. Missed you in the Hexagon this week.
Wait.
We were supposed to give an exhibition for the rookies, remember? It's no big deal. Dynamo covered for you. But just give me a heads up next time, alright? I know you've always got a lot going on, but we're all here to help when you need it.
No, you're not.
Wait, is that an
Well,
Android
my
who's
leg was
just...
acting up, and I was hoping you could take a look at it. I know the association can hook me up with the tech, but you're better at this stuff than anyone.
Huh.
Anyway, no rush. I'll catch you at the next sparring session.
Android.
Later.
Yeah, MMA. He's
Does
an
he
MMA
just
fighter.
have-
Flattery to bring Dynamo in, so don't tell her you were my first choice, okay?
Oh, again, don't tell Dynamo.
Funny, that didn't sound like a robot.
Because it's not. He's a human with cybernetic limbs. Good hand-to-hand guy, though.
Okay, that makes sense.
MMA
MMA, Android.
So
Yeah.
he's really Cyborg? Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring to it, I guess, but man, sparring lessons, repairing other superheroes' gadgets? You really do all that? How do you manage it?
Well, like he said, sometimes I don't. Or I just don't sleep. Still, it's the gig. If you really want to make an impact on the world, then you have to push yourself to your limits.
I don't know if that's for
You
me.
need to know
I think
when
I'd
to
be
have
covered for
breaks.
me. Again. I'm sure she knew the whole time what happened. Probably milked that flattery for all it was worth.
She does seem like the type.
Well, looks like that
Yeah.
message was the last one.
Alright, thanks for checking. Oh, come on. Isn't this thing supposed to be solid state? This should be going faster.
I turn off the communication device and set it aside as Victoria continues to tap away at her keyboard, grumbling to herself. Still tired, I stifle a yawn as I walk over to see exactly what she's up to. When I get a good look at her setup, it's easy to see why she's so distracted.
That's some battle station. Can you actually keep track of all 4 of those screens at
4
once?
screens?
Jesus.
Not really. No one can, actually. Multitasking is just switching between different things really quickly. The holographic screens are only running a diagnostic on Sagittarius 1868 and tracking Kepler 1604 in the background.
She gestures from one blue holographic screen on her far left to the second on her far right. I glance at each, then stare at her blankly. She rolls her
This
eyes.
one's testing one of the suits I have here, and this one's keeping an eye on the one that's following Dynamo.
Of course.
Ah, so the middle 2 screens are the ones you're actually paying attention to.
Yeah, that's where I'm going through the data I grabbed from Scorpion's computer. I need to verify a few things before tomorrow. Could take a while. There's a lot to go through.
Oh, I'll bet.
The second yawn isn't quite as stifled, as Victoria raises an eyebrow in my direction.
I'm sorry. Am I boring you?
No. I'm just a
We
little
had
wiped
to
from the
wake
whole
up at
running
5
through
in the
my life
morning.
thing.
I'm kidding. Damn, you really are tired. I was expecting some kind of retort.
Couch, please. Sleep now.
Why don't you crash on the couch for a little? I'm gonna be tied
told
up with
you.
this for a while anyway.
Of course, you think she's gonna invite me to her fucking bed? We've only known each other for days. I glance at the couch and then nod as another yawn makes itself known. It does look awfully inviting.
Yeah, alright. That might be nice. But be sure to wake me if you need to tell someone that we're in. I could also bang on an unplugged keyboard and shout double hacking. You know, for moral support.
Perfect.
Get some sleep, dork. You're way less funny when you're drowsy.
Oh, come on, that one's funny.
Who said anything?
That one is good, man.
That's a Unix system, by the way. Thought you should know.
Victoria rolls her eyes again and tries to scoff, but it comes out as more of a snort. I can tell she's trying not to grin. I don't bother with such pretenses, smiling to myself, all the way over to the sofa. Some rest really will be nice. I don't know how Victoria has the energy. Her night was just as long as mine was. And her morning was even more intense. She actually fought Scorpion, while I just fled from her. Then again, if her place's litter situation is anything to go by, she does this all the time. A sweatshirt and a lone sock occupy my spot on the couch when I arrive. I set them aside before flopping on the cushions. A few moments later, I've kicked up my boots and removed my mask, though I pause before setting the latter aside, holding up in the light. In a few days, I won't put this on again, will I? I exhale deeply. Not how I imagined my Saturday was going to go, but do I regret it? I spare a glance in Victoria's direction. She's staring intently at one of the monitors, twirling her hair as she thinks. Nah, can't say that I do. Ooh, it looks nice.
All the helmets are glowing.
My eyes open to the sight of stars, peering down through the apartment skylight. At first I rub my eyes, wondering if my vision is just spotty, but even after that, they remain. Damn, I really was wiped. How long was I out? With a groan, I ease myself upright and glance around. Though rationally I remember where I am, I still feel out of place waking up here, like it's part of a dream.
There he is. Now, are you waking up, or is this zombie Stan rising from the grave? Seriously, you sleep like a corpse, dude. Not a twitch.
Thank you.
Ugh, just been a long 24 hours. You know that.
You've been sleeping for 3 days.
Not to mention someone made it worse by waking me at the ass crack of dawn this morning.
Well, how could I know that you're such an incoherent grump when you wake up? Besides, if I hadn't done that, you wouldn't even have that nice couch to nap on. So quit grumbling.
True.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I shift into a sitting position and glance over at Victoria. She's sitting cross-legged on the floor nearby, an array of parts and tools scattered around her. She seems to be building or repairing something. Before I can see what it is, she casually moves it behind her back. Oh, it's gonna be for us, isn't it? We're getting our own super suit, baby! I find myself more following a different train of thought.
I think you're the weird one with all this energy after the day we've had. Where's it coming from? Don't tell me you gave yourself an atomic heart or something.
No way. Miss me with that cyborg stuff. That'd be hard enough even with a well-funded team, much less operating on myself like some kind of back-alley cyberpunk surgeon.
Yeah, no.
Also, technically, a cybernetic heart wouldn't have anything to do with sleep, so...
Okay, cybernetic brain, fine.
Yes, well, technically, actually, indubitably, you're too intellectually superior for sleep.
Oh, shut
Good job, Sam.
I'm just used to it. A good 4-ish hours of rest and a jug of caffeine is all I need to keep my engines
caffeine.
running.
That does not sound healthy.
That's gotta catch up to you sooner or later, though, right?
Oh yeah, I crashed for like a solid week. But then it's right back to it.
Maybe, but I've got all my chips on later. As for now...
What?
Oh. My God.
Victoria
Bitch,
pops
you
up
live
from the
like
floor,
this.
still concealing the items she was working on. Briefly, she tries to sweep the remaining tools and parts on the coffee table with her feet. It doesn't really work, but I pretend not to
hope
notice.
you're feeling rested, because I've got something cool to show you. Come on.
It's my own super suit. Oh boy. Not really.
And now
Victoria-
you're gonna stab me.
Victoria starts walking backwards, a spring in her step and her hands hidden behind her back. She looks like she's fighting the urge to skip.
You're making me nervous with all this enthusiasm. Is this some kind of prank?
Oh, come on. Would I ever deceive you?
Yes.
Actually, don't answer that.
Yes.
Just get your butt over here. You'll like it. I promise.
She beckons me over with one hand while the other continues to keep her surprise out of sight. With a sigh of resignation, I start to follow her across the room.
When we take down Madam Scorpion, Dynamo and I will do most of the heavy lifting. But there's still a good chance that you'll have to enter a combat situation. Or, at the very least, need to defend yourself.
I have my baton.
I know you've
So we're
managed
gonna
to,
come across the
not
first
get squashed like a bug for a long time.
theory of
and that's all
practice.
well and good.
Dodge.
Just
Ah.
this time,
punches
we'll
you in
have
the
to do
jaw.
A bit more than that if we're going to succeed.
Excuse me. We come to a stop in the apartment's home gym. It's padded floor beneath our feet. Oh, yeah.
Is this leading to a sweet martial arts training montage? Because if so, I have a few suggestions for the soundtrack. What are your thoughts on synthwave post-punk?
What, in a day? Oh, hell no. Your footwork alone would take months to correct. You do this weird tippy-tap thing like an excited dog. And it's a mess down there.
All right, well then, that little bit of encouragement. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. We'll see you later.
Adios.
Yeah.